All right, hello everyone. Hello, can you? I hope you guys can hear me. Um, yes. So today, what we're going to talk about is uh, a little bit of an update, really, just an overall kind of update to see how things are going with me as a coach, and to make sure that you guys kind of get an up to date feedback from myself, and just so that you guys are up to date with my coaching situation. So I've actually been a little busy the last couple of weeks, and for that I want to apologize, because I've been wanting to send videos and upload videos. I actually have a few projects that I still need to catch up on. So that's something that I think you needs to get addressed. So my last video was actually the a Spanish video that I did. It was actually from an English video that I had made previously, but that is now that is now updated in Spanish as well. Okay, so this is the first time I'm doing this live, and I hope that it's working out. I hope that you guys can hear me. I hope that the microphone and this whole situation is working out. But welcome everyone to La Vida Fútbol. My name is Luis Laureano. If you're new to the channel, this is a coaching channel. This is a place, a platform where we're trying to build a community, a place where we can exchange ideas and essentially learn from each other. Right? We want to share as much coaching as much coaching information as we can. Right? So I think a lot of you guys that have been following me on my YouTube channel are aware that I was I was recently finished with my B license. So I finished my B license course not too long ago. I had my tactic test on March 25th. That was on a Monday, and yeah, that was actually the last part of my test, because last year in July I had my my written portion. I had I also had my oral examination, and I had technique and tactic, but I had to redo the tactic due to some due to I would say a lack of response on my part with the situation. So basically, I prepared my session with 15 players, and when I arrived to the excuse me, when I arrived to the session, I actually didn't have 15 players, so I had to adapt at that moment, and I didn't. Unfortunately, I still tried to do things as if I had 15 players, but that kind of that kind of worked out against me, simply because um it was a tactical thing, and the tactical movements are very different when you subtract two or three players, or you add one, or things really change quite a lot. For example, defending one versus one, if you just add one player either on the attack or the defense, things change, right? Because now you have a whole different uh, situation, really. One versus one, if you have a lot of space in between you and the goal, then you're obviously not. You don't want to get beat in this situation, especially if that player is faster than you. So in this case, you might want to hold, or even steer towards the outside. But if you're defending at a two versus one, then that's a very different situation, right? A two versus one, then you could either steer to the outside or steer to the inside, where your defender is helping you right behind, right? So as soon as that player takes a dribble into the inside, then your helper, in this case, the defender that's next to you or behind you, in this case, would step up and try to get the ball. Right. So that's how things change with just one player. Right. Even on the attack, you definitely just, your goal now is, you are in, uh, with more players, you definitely want to take advantage of that. You definitely want to, uh, try to attack aggressively, right, and move the defender into a position where, they are at a disadvantage, right? Because essentially, being at a numerical advantage, you kind of have a big, a big advantage of that situation, right? Anyways, so that's what happened. My situation with my team didn't work out because that was one situation, right? I didn't adapt soon enough. And so, I mean, in general, I felt I did well, uh, but there were other elements that I could have done better as well. So, um, when you do your coaching test, your Prüfung, it's called in German, uh, and you fail, you have to wait 6 months for you to redo it. So I just recently did that again in March, and anyways, that was pretty much it. I was a bit disappointed. I would say I was a bit disappointed, but that's life, right? That's life, and I think it's, you know hi, Jill. I just saw that Jill came online. Hello there. I am trying to, share that experience with you guys, because I think, in life, not only not only to me, but to you guys, and in different, fields of work, and in all walks of life, we have obstacles, right? We have challenges, and that was one where, uh, I felt that I can, share with you guys, as a failure. I can say at that moment it felt like that, but essentially it was a learning experience. So I'm gonna respond to Jill here, via text as well. Um, but anyways, yeah. So that was a learning experience for me, and I hope that perseverance, uh, can help you guys in whatever situations you're going through, that may not be the same. Okay, so you guys know about that. So as soon as I got my B license, I felt very happy. It was, emotionally, I was very, like, just excited, right? I was excited because I had this new document that essentially, solidifies the work, right? And that's something that essentially I will recommend to all you guys, that if, whatever you're doing, and in this case I'm speaking to the coaches, of course, but whatever you're doing, just definitely try to get some sort of document that tells people that you did it, right? um, because that's what helps you guys get jobs, right? In our case, in our field, it's a, it's coaching jobs, right? We definitely want that for ourselves. Give me 1 second. you know um I had to send a little message. For coaching, it's important because that's actually one of the first things that they ask you guys, as a, um as an interview question, for example. And I think that's something that I think, um you know can help you guys really long term. I'm sorry for that long pause. I'm still getting used to the idea of being live, and uh, it's very different, right? It's very different because when I have my time to pause and to take a break, get a drink of water, whatever, what have you, it's it's a different situation. Um, so I think hello JPYL. Welcome to the live show. So yeah, if you're just joining us, my name is Luis Laureano, and I'm a coach from California, currently living and coaching in Germany. Uh, welcome to the live stream here. So I'm basically just to get you guys up to date. I'm talking about my experiences, and just trying to catch everybody up with why I haven't uploaded stuff as well in the last 10 days. Um, yeah. So then, like I was saying, so I got my license, and then after that, I was released from the team that I was coaching. So I was a head coach at a women's club, and as soon as I got my license, I had this excitement, and then soon after I was released from my coaching situation, and then that was a kind of a roller coaster week for me, because this was in the same week. um, so for me, that was, I guess, a real situation in coaching, really, because you really don't know what's going to happen. You hope and you prepare you know for your situation, right? Which is coaching. You coach a team, you prepare, you do the work that you can, and essentially you do the best that you can do, and then eventually you try to, um, you kind of just you go with that, right? You don't try to let these negative thoughts of being potentially being released bother you, especially if you don't even know that it's coming. So it's not something that you can worry about if you don't really know that it's a possibility. Which in my case, I didn't. I felt that. I mean, I always felt that my my work as a coach, was full of effort, right? Was full of consistency. So I didn't really expect the situation to come at the time that it did. Um, but that happens, and you move on from it. So since then, I've been working on the La Vida football school, and you may have caught that. You may have caught that on the, I think it was about two or three videos ago, um, where we work on the fake shot. That's actually Temis. He's one of my players for the football school, and I'm working with him, and we're working through his development. We're trying to try to do the best that we can to get him to the best that he can be, right? So which, first of all, thanks to Temis, and shout out to Temis, for going out on days that he doesn't have training. He comes out and puts that work in. So I'm definitely I get motivated, right? I get fueled by players that have that type of mentality and attitude towards the game, and essentially just enjoy it, really. So shout out to him. um, so yeah, so then that's kind of been on the work. I have a couple videos that I've done with Temis as well, that are going to come out soon. Just working on the editing on that. So the videos that I do have, as you guys know, or some of you, and if you don't know, actually, let me just stop right there. If you don't know, I also do Spanish videos, and yeah. So then You guys will some of you guys will get updates on new videos. You guys will get updates on new videos, and yeah, uh those videos are going to be the same, just with Spanish commentary, right? So be ready, be on the lookout for that. If you guys are Spanish speakers, and you guys follow my channel, just expect those videos to come out, right? It's just um, it is a lot more work for me personally to do the Spanish videos. I want to do the Spanish videos. I like to do the Spanish videos, but it is a lot more effort, and that just takes a little bit more time. So right now, the distribution between Spanish video to Spanish video is a little bit more extended. Um, so just I apologize for that, but that's just I'm just trying to get with with the English videos first, and then once I get that rhythm, I try to integrate a Spanish video in there. Okay, so that's something else that's been in the works right there. The football school, and essentially the for the channel, for the YouTube channel at least, it's added a different dynamic to have uh, that integrated the training series, to have the training series integrated into the videos, because my YouTube channel is a educational channel. So it is for coaches, it is geared towards coaches, but these training series videos, uh, not only does it help coaches, right? So coaches get a step by step tutorial, if you will, on my setup of the training sessions, and they get information as to the dimensions of the setup. So that's two things that are really focused on the coach. The third thing is kind of a situation for both, right? For both player and coach, because um, we do discuss some of the technique, and I think for players, if they can go out on their own and have basically some bullet points as to what they can do on their own, and if they have the technique instructions, then that could also help players. So the training series is geared for both. um, I also plan to do some train myself videos, and I think that might be that I might come up with that first on Instagram. So if you're not already following on Instagram, follow on Instagram, la.vida.futbol on Instagram. Check that out. I'll be definitely integrating some of the train yourself videos there. Okay, so definitely keep up with that. I also have Facebook, so this is just kind of like a little social media shout out. So you can find me at La Vida Fútbol, and once we're to connected on Instagram, you can also find me again on Facebook, via my name, Luis Laureano, and then from there I'll just basically invite you to like the La Vida Fútbol page. uh, I do also have a Twitter, but that's I think the Twitter is going to slowly die out. I'm not as involved with the whole Twitter movement. Or maybe I'm just behind on it. I don't know, but it's not really working out. You can find me on LinkedIn, but that would be under Luis Laureano, and feel free to hit me up there, and check out whatever my resume is on there, right? So for anybody that is interested in knowing what's going on. Okay. All right. So then, after my training series videos, I took a little break. So a couple weekends ago, I was in Italy, and for those of you who don't know, I coach with Hanover 96 Football Schule, which is the Hanover 96 Football School, which is just kind of like a branch from Hanover 96. And this school is focused on sending coaches to different areas and doing, a couple things. Number one is, coaching these groups and kind of promoting the Hanover 96 uh, idea to them. So that's one thing, and I do that through Hanover 96. And with that, I help out the like the clubs. So I get sent out to help clubs out, the school clubs, right? So for example, if there's like a drama class, or a Spanish group, or a band class, right? That's the same thing, but for soccer, right? So for football. So then I get sent there, and then I do sessions or whatever. But at, one of the schools that I help out, they have teams as part of their clubs, because they actually prepare for tournaments and stuff like that. So then, I go with them whenever I get invited to go with them. So there was a tournament in Italy, and I was there coaching the group. Second year, this is my second year doing that, and basically we went on a Thursday and came back on Sunday. Okay, so that was a lot of work, right? We had two teams there, a boys group and a girls group. Both teams did quite well. It was a really fun time, exciting. And when it's full of soccer, and you have other people who are there and just enjoy the game, and enjoy the game just as much as you do. It's always really an exciting thing to do. And for both players, coaches, chaperones, for basically, I think for everyone, it's an exciting time. There is attention required. There is focus, especially as an adult, having 20 plus kids, uh, you know, uh, that you're kind of responsible of. And having that situation, after a few days, it could be intense. But in that process, you just try to enjoy as much as possible, really. And something that I was telling my group, so I had the boys group, was that they should enjoy their time. They should try to make friends, and they should try to interact, and get to know people. um, do it in a responsible way, of course. um, but I think that's an important aspect and a beautiful aspect of soccer, is that it's all over the world. And you can share your passion in different ways. And I think one of the ways is through travel. And if you do that through travel, you get to experience the game in a whole different light, really. So back in 2013, I studied abroad. I had the opportunity to play soccer in the UK. I was in Cardiff, Wales. And during this time, it was different. It was a different time. Living in Southern California, growing up in Southern California, and living in the UK, where it was a different dynamic for sure. But the football culture is great, right? The football culture was. I mean, the first day when I first arrived, I was first of all jet lagged. But I went out, and I know I'm going on a tangent here. And I suppose that can happen with the life situation. But anyways, so the first day, I'm like roaming around the campus. I had two other classmates, from not classmates, just other peers, two peers from my university, that also had the exchange at the same time that I had my exchange. Shout out to them, Enoch and Nathan. Yeah. So the first night, we walk around, and we see a soccer club training on the school campus. And yeah, so I basically go up to one of the characters that was right there watching the training session. Looked appeared to be a coach. So I went up to him. I was like, hey, we're interested in participating on, and playing. And sure enough, we got invited, and soon after we started playing. Really, I think it took like a week. So because we were international players, it was actually just me and this other guy, Nathan, who ended up playing. But because it was a because we were international players, we had to send our documents to like FIFA. People had to return it, prove it, and then we were allowed to play. Um, Anyways, but that experience was really cool. I got to see a different culture. So in the U.S., you have Sunday, for example, you go out on Sunday, you show up 15, 20 minutes before a game, play, and then boom, that's it. Everybody kind of just, I mean, you socialize a little bit. Excuse me. You socialize a little bit, and yeah, you socialize a little bit after the game, and then hang out for a bit, and then everybody kind of just separates. So in the UK, it was we showed up to the game. It was like 40 minutes, 40 minutes before a game. You change in a locker room that's kind of designated for a team, and then you change whatever, you go onto the field, go back, and basically you do your thing, right? You shower, and you get ready, and then after that you go into like a their clubhouse, and then the team, they offer you free, like like a free meal, right? And that's everywhere. So basically whenever we had home games, we did that for the other clubs. So it was an interesting time, because that was new to me, right? First of all, it was new to have a clubhouse, which is one of the biggest differences that I could definitely appreciate. Um, Hola to Sports stream. Yes, I do speak Spanish. I do speak Spanish, and if you go back and watch this later, we can definitely, you'll know about the Spanish videos that are going to be coming out. Okay. Um, so yeah, where was I? So basically, yeah, you have these clubhouses, and that was the biggest thing, because in the U.S. you show up to the game, and then you go home, right? You go home all filthy, and you have to go home and shower and do your thing at home, right? Because there aren't any clubhouses. Basically, you just rent out the park, rent out the field, and then the park, they don't, they're for the city. They don't really. Um, ok, let me say, gracias porque estaba buscando fútbol y me salía. Saludos, saludos, saludos de Alemania. Saludos de Alemania. Yeah, so that was a change. Anyways, so I say all that to say that I think that soccer and football, you can really experience the passion in different places of the world. I was fortunate enough to have that experience, and now I'm living in Germany, so that experience is similar. So the experience with having a clubhouse is also just normal here in Germany, right? That which is really, I wouldn't say unheard of in Southern California, because there were some teams, some bigger teams that did have facilities, right? So I remember we had this team that was, it was Corinthians, actually. It was a team from Brazil. They got involved in the Co Soccer League at the time. I don't know what it's called now. I'm sure it's changed by now. But at the time, I'm sorry, they got involved in the Corinthians USA, kind of. They had their own thing, but they got involved in this league, and they were using facilities from a university. So when we went to go play against them, we had our own locker room, where we can kind of have our preparation situation, just kind of talk and everything, and then yeah, and then after that, have your game, go back, whatever, kind of just like a more official kind of way of doing things, and that's kind of just how it is here in Germany. Very similar in that manner, that you have your locker room and your own designated area for the team. Okay, all right. So moving back to the topic at hand. Um, so that was 2 weeks, 2 weekends ago. Last weekend I was in the Netherlands. That wasn't football related at all. I was there to for Mother's Day, um, for the Mother's Day weekend, celebrating Mother's Day with my wife and my mother-in-law, and also my sister-in-law. We were there, and yeah, again, just not soccer related, but yeah, another reason why it took a little bit of time to for you guys to kind of see activity from La Vida Fútbol. I'm gonna give me a second, everyone. I'm going to respond here. Yeah, just welcoming our viewers there. So if you're just joining us, my name is Luis Laureano with La Vida Fútbol. I am a coach from California. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of content in regards to coaching. I have content in regards to educational purposes, focused around soccer coaching. And if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I have a book series, and I do a book series where I read books and I share the books with you guys. So this is the next book right here, The Power of Habit. Great book by Charles Duhigg. And I'm going to be making a video on that soon, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, so I was released, and since then actually wanted to take some time, right? I wanted to relax a little bit, and not really focus too much on rushing into getting a new team. um, but I have contacted some people, and I've had some um, returned phone calls, returned emails, boom, 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 things like that. Um, so I've had some conversations, and and on Thursday I have another one with another club. So I really I want to get to know the club members, the people involved with the teams, before I choose my next team. I'll share the name with my team once I make a decision. Um, yeah, for now it's not that I'm trying to hide it. It's just I don't I don't know what's gonna happen, right? I just there's a few teams that I wanna speak to, and a few teams that I want to communicate with, kind of listen to them, and see what their vision is, what their ideas are, and see if they're congruent with my vision and my ideas, and see if we can work together to try to make something successful, right? Because the fact that I was released, it kind of it implies that I mean, to me, the message that I get from that, to me, is that something wasn't working, right? And I think part of that was not really taking time to think about what if we were a match, right? If the ideas that we had were really a match. So that's something that I want to do better next time. And I hope that you guys, if you guys are in transition between teams, and going through a similar experience, then let me know how you guys handle your situation with teams, right? This is a community for us to exchange ideas, to exchange, you know uh, just strategies, really. Also, is something that I think we can help each other in that way. Yeah, so let me know, guys, how you guys, choose your teams, and how you decide what club you're going to go to. I'm interested to get feedback from you guys. You know what I mean? Because I'm I can only base you know my experience, and I can only share my experience with you guys, and how I feel. And based on, what you see on TV, you always see someone getting released, someone getting fired. And I think part of that, there's some coaches who really do take the time to make a decision. And so I think I think now, I want to be a little bit more patient with my, uh, you know, in regards to moving forward with a team. So it's been almost 2 months now, since I've last coached, a team that is in competition regularly, right? Because I told you I have this soccer club with a school, and they compete twice a year. So we still prepare in a different way that I would just a kicking and screaming group, right? Recreational group. You still have that bit of competitive element in that, right? And I think that, that's helped me, right? That's kind of kept me relaxed, because I enjoy coaching. I love coaching. And my life without it feels a little empty. um so to have had that in this time of me transitioning, and to have that still, right? It's still it's a nice thing. So it allows me to be even more patient, right? And on top of that, I have my football school. So you know so I think I still try to keep myself busy in that sense. Okay, so thank you guys for participating. Thank you guys for being here, and watching with me. I'm Luis Laureano, coach from California, currently living and coaching in Germany. I think it's uh, I think it's something that you guys could learn from, at least with through watching videos on this channel, and develop yourself as a football coach. And that's the goal, right? The goal is for all of us to develop and improve. And I try to do that so that I can share my experiences with you guys, so I can share my knowledge with you. And I also want to hear from you guys. So if you're watching this live, or on the replay, just hit me up with some comments in regards to what you think about my experience, what uh what experiences you guys have gone through, that are similar to mine. And I'm interested again to know what how you guys make your team decisions, right? In regards to which team you're going to coach, which club you're going to be coaching for, so on and so forth, right? I'm interested to know those things. Okay, so we've been on for 39 minutes now. And if you're still watching, thank you guys. And I appreciate your time. Please remember to subscribe. I know this is a different thing, and I hope to try to get live for you guys a lot more often. I think this is another way for us to interact, and to really touch base with one another, and get to know each other in a different way. It's a little bit more vlog style, and a little bit more of the traditional vlog, I tell you what's going on, so on and so forth. But I still try to educate in little places, and I hope motivate you guys and inspire you guys in little ways for your coaching situation, for your in general situation, so that we can kind of just grow together, really. Okay, so again, I'm find me on Instagram. On Instagram, it's la dot vida vida dot football. Uh, Catch me on Instagram. On Facebook, you can just find me under Luis Laureano. Once we're friends, I will send you a little message to like the La Vida Football page. Um, I mean, you can also go directly to La Vida Football page, and you should be able to find me and La Vida Football page there. I'm also on LinkedIn, and if you're interested to know what type of situations, uh, kind of my history, I should say, better yet, is then you can find more of that information on LinkedIn. I am on Twitter with La Vida Football. I'm not too active there, and yeah, I wouldn't if you want to get updates on La Vida Football, Twitter wouldn't be the number one place, but I'm there, right? If maybe if I see some traffic in that platform, I can definitely try to dedicate more effort into building that Twitter, if that's a platform that you guys would appreciate me being at. Okay, so subscribe to the channel. If you are subscribed, then turn on that notifications button, so that whenever I go live, whenever I put up a new video, whenever there's something new going on with La Vida Football, so that you guys are the first to know. um, Otherwise, it's you're always going to be on the on the catch up mode. um, which is also okay. I know not everybody can be here and be with me at the time that I go live. A lot of it because of the time differences. I know that I have a lot of viewers in the U.S., and for them it's very the time difference. I mean, right now theoretically it should be okay, right? So then just think about that. But yes, I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope everybody can learn a little bit something. Subscribe, hit me up with a comment, hit a like, and yeah, we'll talk soon. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.